cause.
I've got my archers at the front, and then I've got skirmishers. They're kind of hit and run kind of types.
Hit and run guys.
Javelins and that. And then behind, did you get behind the skirmishers are 8 legions. They've got javelins and they've got daggers.
After defeating previous Roman armies, some slaves armed themselves with captured legionary equipment. These slave legionaries in blue are well armed but not as highly disciplined as the Romans on the opposite hill.
Do you want some more information about these troops on here? The Gaelic skirmishers were one part of that formation of 4 in the centre there. The other 3 are Thracian warbands, and they carry spears.
Like the tribal warriors, the Thracian warband are rebel slaves who are dressed and armed in the tradition of their homeland, Thrace, in northern Greece. They have no armour and fight with spears. Weak in close combat, they are best used as skirmishers.
The third formation of 4 behind them, they're just the peasants, and they're just carrying knives.
Okay.
And in the middle of that are the generals.
Commanding the slave army is escaped gladiator Spartacus. Unlike Kirk Douglas in the classic Hollywood movie, the real Spartacus was most likely equipped with captured Roman armor.
The slave leader Spartacus came from Thrace. He'd either fought in the Roman army or fought against it. One thing's for sure, he had a knowledge of Roman infantry tactics, and this almost certainly enabled him to defeat the earlier Roman armies. His big problem is he's facing a much bigger Roman army than he ever has before.
All right, that's you done. Okay. Well done. If you come back up, Lieutenants, we'll...
Is that right?
Just check we've got everything right. That's
I reckon.
Everything you're going to find out at this stage about your own troops. Would you like to know now about the enemy?
Yes, please.
This is the team's only chance to find out about their enemy. They face a Roman army of 38,000 legionaries, 2,000 slingers and archers, and 4,000 cavalry. Spartacus must win, and win well. Just a few days' march away is a second Roman army, and a few weeks away is a third. Both these armies are on their way to ensure the rebellion is crushed. Lieutenant Dean orders his scouts across the valley to take a good look at the Romans. It's crucial that he gets his scouts in close enough to the enemy to discover their fighting capabilities.
I'm just sending them straight forward, is that okay?
Don't we want to try and protect them a bit?
Okay,
Scouts, just get rid of them, isn't it? Just send them in. If they die, basically.
You don't think it'd be better to send them round the top and have a good look from the hill up here?
I reckon they should go up there.
The team are already showing a bit of initiative. They've sent their scouts off to check out the other army. They've actually gone on to high ground to the side of the Roman position, which is quite a clever way to do it, because basically they're protected, but they can also see.
Do they need to go in a bit closer?
Should we go along the top of the ridge?
Come on, make a decision.
Okay, well, where are we? We are along here, so these are horses, yeah?
But nobody in this crew wants to take the helm. Skipper Rob is more interested in striking out alone. He turns his back to the screen and starts guessing the makeup of the enemy army without information from either his scouts or his lieutenant. Behind his back, Dean continues scouting.
See those long rows? They're the cavalry.
They're all the cavalry, those long ones at the back.
But we can't find them too far away to actually find out sort of any further information.
Probably the biggest weakness of Spartacus's army is that he doesn't have much cavalry. What the Romans do is very effective cavalry. These guys are heavily armoured and they can move in a shock wave at any particular point of the enemy attack.
Should we go around the back and come in from the back of them? Because we've got to get closer because we can't see any.
You want to move your scouts?
Go around the back and go into these trees. And where the trees are quite high ground, so they'll get a good view, yeah?
They're still going to be too far away to get any information back there.
As close as you can without getting killed.
We need to find out who's who, so just get them in there.
Okay, they've just seen us. So
They've seen us a bit.
You've seen the scouts?
Yeah.
Dean's scouts are in trouble. They've been spotted by a unit of Roman cavalry. The team are discovering the hard way that the Roman cavalry can be deadly. With their scouts massacred, they've squandered their only chance to find out any more. And they know almost nothing about the Roman army.
So what do we have? Oh, we don't have this, do we?
No.
No, they've gone now. Throw them away.
Rob has done a pretty good job of estimating the positions of the Romans, but the team have no detailed knowledge of their enemy, least of all the 38,000 disciplined legionaries.
The legion was made up of cohorts, 10 cohorts in every legion, each one with about 480 men. Each cohort was a self-sufficient tactical unit, and that meant that if the legion had to fight in another direction, if it had to be broken up for different duties, it was very, very flexible. A cohort legion was like a brick-built structure with really hard, fire-hardened bricks making it up.
And these cohort legions are led by a ruthlessly ambitious general, Marcus Licinius Crassus.
Crassus, the Roman general. Ambitious man, rich man as he is, he's relatively inexperienced in military terms. He has fought previously, but he is not used to fighting an army of this type, and he probably suffers from that great weakness of all generals, overconfidence.
The team could have discovered this vital intelligence about their enemy if they hadn't been so careless. They are now at a serious disadvantage as they start to discuss their battle plan.
Well, this is high ground here, and you can almost shove them into the water there by taking it, attacking them from this side. So this is all high ground. They'd be going downhill, and also they've got the water behind them.
Be good to use the water.
And so it'd be good to use the water.
I'm sure the water's key to it, actually, because it wouldn't have ended up here in this geography if the water wasn't a factor.
So we don't want them to get higher than us. So if we go down into the valley, that's just going to be no good whatsoever.
They're going to be coming towards us, so they're going to be maybe further down.
So I'm saying we can move round the hill.
Because their cavalry's on that side, and it means...
So we're attacking.
But then they're going to come around that way.
From that way down there, shoving them back towards
So you're going to run around to this hill, and they're going to run around to this hill.
That's probably what will happen. They'll run out of the way.
What I think is we use this lot to defend the hill.
So we're actually protecting this hill a little bit, but we're attacking them from the back mainly.
So we're basically doing this with them.
The river is a pretty obvious obstacle there, but I don't like the idea of dividing their force in the face of the enemy. If the Romans could get between two pieces of the team's army, the Romans could then fight half of their army, win, and go fight the other half of their army.
Indulge me. Using these sticks and your coloured blocks, show me the plan. And it'll help you if you have a look at it. Have someone's eye out with that. You're not getting that back.
You see with the pool key.
These are like cavalry and these are legions. I'll go around here.
So we go fight, meow, kill, dead, all dead, all dead.
Dead. Okay.
This is a bit of a new departure. The team are not only setting out their troops in the way they're going to go into battle, but they're actually moving them right up against the opposition troops and trying to show us how the battle's going to happen after the initial engagement begins. It's quite a clever form of wargaming.
It's not really shoving them down from the hill, though, is it, where we said? That's us.
No, they're supposed to be coming behind here.
Some of them, in and
so
around.
So we need a few more people from behind.
Killing the cavalry.
In and around behind.
Die.
So they fall over, they die, they go into the valley.
This is dead.
These guys...
These are going forward because they're those...
But then we've got to make sure there's someone coming in here.
More people go around that way.
I reckon should stay up, and when they come in, to push them into the water at the last minute kind of thing.
It looks a bit untidy, but eventually...
If they think that 8 Roman legions are going to be driven into the water by a rabble of
rowdy rebels,
they got another thing coming.
They're pushed round down into the valley.
Yeah. No, that's the hill.
We definitely don't want to get forced into the valley.
All right.
Okay, we're already having our own battle.
Well, that's clear.
The team's battle plan is based on a simple idea. They want to steer 44,000 Romans into the river Silarus. They plan to defend the hill, entice the Romans into the valley, and send their tribal warriors to outflank the enemy right and drive them towards the river. But could splitting their forces be a mistake? And will the Romans be good enough to behave as the team want them to?